There is right now no evidence proving a chemical weapon has been used by Russia in Mariupol. So the claim made in this video by Ukraine's Azov brigade in the city can't be verified yet.
Зараз неможливо провести аналіз і з'ясувати, якою речовиною було отруєно людей. Адже перебуваємо в повній блокаді, а епіцентр ураження обстрілюється росіянами, в тому числі з метою знищення доказів свого злочину.
In the capital, Kyiv, defense officials at the moment seem to believe it was a phosphorus munition, not a chemical weapon. Were it to emerge that a banned chemical munition was used, the war potentially turns a corner.
There's absolutely no point in saying that if X happened, Y would be the response, because it just allows Putin to make a calculation, and we would rather that he knew that everything was on the table. He should imagine the worst, and if I were him, I wouldn't test us.
It's reported that the British fighter Aden Aslin, also known as Cossack Gundi, has surrendered to Russian forces in Mariupol.
The airstrikes are the biggest problem at the moment, and not because they're targeting us, it's because they're targeting like civilians indiscriminately. Yeah, I don't know what else there is to say.
That was last month under bombardment. In a very recent phone call, he spoke of impending capture to a friend.
Do you have any civilian clothes?
We already tried that route. They're already looking for me.
Jesus Christ. Please, God, have mercy.
Nah.
Another verified message from a Marine from the 36th Brigade indicating their long resistance in Mariupol is ending.
We did not give up positions. We kept every piece of this city to the best of our ability. But the realities are such that the city really found itself in a blockade, in a ring, and there was no, so to speak, no supply of ammunition, no food.
Northeast to Ukraine's second city, Kharkiv. Mine clearance in a housing estate. If all else fails, just shoot the ones landing on roofs. And why are they landing? Because they've been delivered here by rockets.
There are no military objects here, only two-story chicken coops. Freaks. I want to tear them into 15 pieces.
It has a self-destruct timer. It's set from 3 to 40 hours. Here are the ones which exploded. They've dropped them on civilians. It's forbidden. Now we're trying to neutralize them.
And what of him? Russian and Belarusian dictators at a space center in the far east of Russia today. Putin said the, quote, special military operation continues until its goals are achieved, and warned the West what he claimed would happen if sanctions against Russia increase.
Food shortages or incredibly high prices on world markets will lead to hunger in regions throughout the world. It's inevitable. The next step would be a new wave of immigration, including to Western countries.
And from the towns and broken villages around Kyiv, from where Russian forces have now withdrawn, atrocities still continue to come to light. 3 women and 2 children shot dead in their car. It appears they were trying to escape the fighting. Well, let's just thread a little bit more light, insofar as we can, on these claims, and they are only claims about a chemical weapon or device used in some way down in Mariupol here. All we know at the moment are pretty much the statements of fighters from that city claiming that this happened. In terms of hard forensic evidence, those statements are not worth the paper they're not written on, frankly. What is instructive tonight is that the government here in Kyiv and the Ukrainian government is not, as you may have noticed, backwards in terms of coming forwards when it comes to propaganda and selling the information war here. They're saying very little about this, and I think at this stage that is quite instructive. It is true the US and the UK are investigating, but they're doing that from afar, so that is not exactly going to be an easy process for either of them. So I would counsel watch and wait, and if any hard evidence comes out about this, that is the time when other people, other governments will most certainly, they say, respond. Until then, it is just statements. Back to you.
Alex Thompson in Kyiv, thank you very much indeed.